let's discuss my failures of the year. Every year I take some time to write down like what my goals are, or accomplishments that I want to. I mean, like most people do at the beginning of each year. Like, this is not anything revolutionary, but I would do that to figure out what I wanted to do that year, and I would make a blog post about it, most years at least, because I've been blogging since like 2009, so it is my first medium of choice for creation, I guess. Now that's the end of the last year, beginning of this year, I began to reflect on what exactly, if anything, if I had accomplished anything of what I had set out to do last year. And quite frankly, it was mostly failures. So in the interest of accountability, and also I think me personally, I'm bringing back shame for myself because I find it to be a good motivator, which is exactly why I'm filming in my office that is still a disaster. I find that this is an outlet for me to be accountable to myself, and also like, you know, let's put it out here. And if I don't change it, like that, I am the problem. So these are all the things I failed at last year, 2025. Number 1, I said take better care of my body. And while I did start to work out more, and that's good, and raised my step count average super, my main goal for that was to stop tearing apart my fingers. And I don't mean like biting my nails, which that is part of it, but it's more so like tearing the skin and my cuticles. Like, it's fine that as I get older it's getting even worse, and that was a huge fail. Like, I think it's even worse than it was at the start of last year, so terrible fail. The next one was cleaning out my office and my 2 other Doom rooms. As you can see, it is a graveyard of unfinished projects, plans, good intentions, thoughts, ADHD, just a real reflection of what it looks like inside my brain currently, I think. I started several times and never completed it, and I think part of that was just not having a clear-cut schedule of like, this is a hardline date of when this needs to be done. And I think also putting all 3 of the rooms on the list rather than just focusing on one first was definitely a miscalculation on my part, because it's just too overwhelming. Like, I needed to focus and I didn't do that, so this is where we're at. Number 3, restarting my YouTube channel. Well, it's 2026, and if you look, there are no new videos last year, or the year before, or the year before that, and probably the year before that. I don't even really remember when the last time I posted was. I will check. I think it might have been 2023. Who knows? I enjoy editing video. I want to do these things, but half the time I'll film videos and then I just will never post them because I'm like, oh, this is stupid. And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe it is stupid, but like, who's to say? If you enjoyed making it, who cares? Just put it out there. Put it out there. I have been leaning on the crutch of perfectionism for so long, which I do suffer from that. Like, I want things to be just certain, just this specific way, and it holds me back in pretty much every area of my life, I think. And I have been taking steps to get over that, but this is one of them. I am filming this just totally willy-nilly in my pajamas. I did put on some makeup because I was like, I can't look dead on camera. But yeah, we're leaning into just doing it. Number 4 was understanding my finances, one of which was like making a will and like figuring out like investments and blah, like adult boring shit that I did not want to do and I still haven't done yet. So that is now carried over to next year, this year. Number 5 was be consistent and bring ideas to fruition. Maybe I did that a bit on my blog. I did post more there than I have in the most recent past years. And I did plan a whole Japan trip with my partner, my boyfriend. And I think those were like the biggest. Oh, and I did, but this was more creative. But bring ideas to fruition was more in like in terms of my creativity, which I don't think I did that well. Some might say I failed at it. I would be that someone. Number 6, a lot of these are very interconnected, and this one is that as well. 6 was stop hoarding content. Like, I have things I shot the first time I went to Japan in 2016 that I have never posted on Instagram, on my blog, anywhere. Like, it's just, and on top of that, the computer that it was housed on, which is obsolete now and does not turn on. I don't know if I'll ever be able to recover that, which prompted me to start storing things a little bit better. But who knows? This could always be a possibility. So I need to actually be posting things as they come up, because otherwise, why am I taking photos? Why am I documenting all of this stuff? Like, it just, I mean, yes, for some degree, my like memories and pleasure and whatever, but it's pathological how much I just sit on and then don't post or talk about, because I'm like, oh, well, I should post it when I do the blog post, then it can all intermingle, blah, blah. It doesn't make any sense. Just post as you go. Post as you go. It's fine. I don't know why I have such neuroses around it. Probably because I've been blogging since 2009 and then on Instagram since like 2011-ish. And I think I just got burnt out and tired. And then also so much stuff was happening in the world that I'm like, well, this doesn't matter. Like, I am just taking up space with stuff that is inconsequential. And that just turned into an excuse for me to just not do anything ever. That's a problem. Number 7, work in advance. Another epic fail. Epic fail. How do you work in advance if you are always just like behind? I'm always behind. And the problem with working for yourself too is that you have to tell yourself when those deadlines are. But if you are the one making the deadline, they can just continually be pushed back. I think, like many others during the pandemic, I suffered extreme burnout and have tried, and ever since then have been trying to figure out how to come back to where I was before in a healthy way and getting back into that rhythm, which is difficult when you are constantly no schedule, no proper plan. And it's, it's easy for you to say work in advance, but like, what are the steps to make that actually happen? I don't think I expanded upon that enough for it to be a successful accomplishment for me last year. Number 8, dress up for no reason. I started as a fashion blog in, like I said, 2009, 100 years ago. So it all, like, okay, this goes back even further. I went to fashion school. That was what I focused on in university. I started a vintage store in like 2008 online. Style, fashion, clothing, that has been my bread and butter since I was a child, watching Fashion File and Fashion TV and Absolutely Fabulous. Like, those were the things that I loved. So dressing up and like making outfits has always been like a very keystone part of my personality, my life, my interests. And I think, again, dare I say to blame this on the pandemic again, but I just didn't have to, there was no point, right? Like, I was at home, I wasn't going anywhere. Another killer for me is where I live is like -20 for like 3 to 4 or 5 months out of the year. So dressing up in that is just painful. But I would counteract that by going away on vacation to warmer places. And that wasn't happening. So it just got to the point where pajamas, great. I'm going to wear my sloppy Joe clothes. That's fine. I don't think I ever got out of that cycle. And then this fall, bought a pair. And like, I don't buy new clothes ever either. So this is like bizarro for me. I bought a pair of leopard print corduroy, like baggy, flary pants. And suddenly my mind was just like, I must make outfits. And I ended up finding this Gap Kids leather, mind you, leather coat from like the 90s. With like a leopard print fun fur collar, and everything changed. It's like my brain chemistry started working again, and I was like, must make outfits. I wouldn't necessarily say I failed at number 8, dress up for no reason, because I was starting to do that way more. However, I did fail at documenting it as much as I should have, especially considering I run a fashion blog with no fashions. This is like I am having a flashback to Atlanta Housewives. What is a fashion show with no fashions?
Who was this wonderful person that was given a fashion show with no fashion?
This is me. I am Dwight talking about my my own life. My fashion blog is She by Sheree, no fashions. Number 9, this was definitely a fail as well. It was just vaguely simplify routines. I wanted to schedule the things that are tedious that I wanted to remember to do, like emptying the drain in your washing machine, which is like the most boring adult thing that you have to remember to do unless you want your washing machine to smell like mold. And your clothes by proxy, cleaning out the dishwasher filter, blah, blah, blah. Like all of these stupid, tedious things that is so easy to forget to do, which again, I did more, but definitely did not simplify for myself in any matter of that. I never sat down and was like, these are the days that I am doing XYZ, which after learning about how epically I failed last year on that, I did sit down with my physical agenda, which I don't think I brought in here, and wrote down first of the month is when I'm doing draining the washer, cleaning out the dishwasher filter, blah, blah, blah. Those boring fucking things. So, fail last year, maybe a win this year. Remains to be seen. Number 10 was home improvements, which I can't remember what else I had written on there. Dare I go look really quick. So this one I would say is like a partial win / fail. Oh God, the light from my phone is just... And also, look at this. I refuse to get a new phone case because, it's just plastic trash. So I masking taped it back together, but the masking tape is starting to come off now, so it's just kind of sticky and weird. So I think I got to do another taping of that, but that is a tale for another time. Okay, I want to say there was something about, I don't know, making our spaces more... we've lived here, God, it's going to be 7 years? No. We moved in it'll be 7 years this fall. And there's, we haven't done anything inside the house. Minimally, I guess. But home improvements. I wrote about painting, which we did not do. So, for home improvements, I spent an inordinate amount of time researching how to seal concrete and, repair concrete and mortar last winter or something. And in the summertime, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to seal and learn how to repair this stuff. And it was quite the experience. Mortar really has the consistency of frosting, except it's forbidden frosting. Obviously, you're not going to eat mortar. But I did learn how to seal things and seal the cement, repair the cement before sealing it, and then repaired a bunch of mortar. And yes, I did leave it to the absolute final minute before it turned to winter here, but I still did it. So at least home improvements, I can partially give myself a thumbs up, not complete fail on. That's the only thing I succeeded in last year. Truly, in a meaningful way. So those are broadly all my fails from last year, and when reviewing them to figure out what I was going to do for this year, a lot of it came down, I listened to a podcast. There's a series called Life Kit, and they will take something very broad idea and then distill it down to action points of what you can do. The one that I recently listened to was how to keep your New Year's resolutions, and one of the very useful tips that they added in was saying to get very specific about what you actually want to accomplish, which I historically have not done that at all. I will make a list of things that I want to do and kind of sort of the broad things underneath them. Then it doesn't go anywhere from there, which is a problem, right? Because how are you supposed to be doing the things if you don't actually have a schedule or an idea where those things are going to fit in? And then the other thing is checking in and have it specific check-in dates, which I have also not done ever, and that is one thing I'm going to be doing this year too. So I went over all of the things that I did not accomplish last year and came back this year with a more specific action-focused list of things that I want to accomplish. One of which is restarting my YouTube channel, which I'm doing currently. However, I've gotten more specific about it and saying that I would like to post once a month. And that is just to trick my brain into at least getting the one thing done per month. And then anything after that is gravy. I think another part of the problem, aside from being vague, is setting myself up for failure by like shooting for the moon. And then when you don't reach those goals because of lack of planning, how overwhelming they feel, blah, 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 then it's discouraging, and that discouragement just like continues to compile. It's paralyzing, I guess, in a sense, at least for me. So yeah, if you want to hear my list of things that I want to do for this year, I did write them down as well. And yes, not picking my fingers is definitely on that list too, which I need to start putting band-aids on every day because I just pick without even noticing. I read a lot into it, and I believe it's like partially linked to like an OCD type situation. Great. It is painful, and I would like to be able to paint my nails again, but it is so painful when you have like, you know, pretty raw skin or open wounds even. And it is also a great way to give yourself blood poisoning, which I don't want to do. It sounds painful. I'm just giving you like a quick little preview of my plans for next year, I guess. Cleaning up this office, which I am going to start filming again to hold myself accountable. So get ready for seeing my unhinged office not looking great to hopefully being a functional space again. So I can start working and do all of the things that I would like to do this year without having setbacks. I'm even looking at content that I've hoarded that I haven't even made yet. It's more just like prime example. So I've got my basket of I want to post about a perfume that changed my life as a young girl, and that was Roxy Hula, and it has taken me forever to find it again because it is, I guess, extremely rare, but it's like one of the coolest perfume bottles ever. So you have the, oh, where'd the lid go? Oh, it's in there. Oh, she's like, this is the sprayer and this is the bottle. Like, this is so wild, and like not like it would always just get knocked over because it is clearly not the most stable but anyway, it's so cool. Maybe I just think it's so cool, but whatever. It's on the docket for talking about, along with other vintage perfumes from my youth that I am obsessed with because I don't have children by choice. This is a child-free zone. I have disposable income to spend on recreating my youth, which gives me a sense of dopamine. I mean, I could look forward into the future, but a lot of that looks pretty bleak to me, so I choose to focus on Roxy Quicksilver, circa 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, that's some stuff you can look forward to. In addition to my vintage magazine collection, which is partially behind me, I'd like to start doing some flip throughs of those. It's something I've wanted to do since I started this YouTube channel. I don't know if you like look back a few years ago, I was flipping through old Christmas catalogs from, I don't know if it was Eaton's or Sears. Might have been Sears catalogs. Anyway, there's nothing I love more than flipping through old stuff like that, so I just want to share my collection with other people too. I love old shit. I love old shit. Let me show you my old shit. That's all. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything else to really review here. Thank you for joining me on exposing my shortcomings, my shame. I'm bringing back shame this year, and whimsy, and the dream of the 90s, my youth. I'm bringing back style. Those are my plans for this year and, for the foreseeable future. So if that is of interest to you, I implore you to check back here at some point, hopefully in the near future, because I am showing up now. So thanks for joining me, and